Hi all, Martyn at Flicking Feathers again today. I'm tying a wee sulphur cripple, snowshoe cripple. Very good little fly, sits really low in the film. You know, it could be a cripple, it could be just an emerger, up to yourself. Obviously I'm tying a small sulphur version, but you can tie them in olives and greys and whatever colour the mayfly are around where you live. And don't be afraid to scale them up. You know, you can tie these right up for Danicas and whatever. They work very well. As always, I'll put a materials list in the description, along with a link to the Patreon page for anybody that wants to support the channel, get access to the members only content, the monthly fly tying classes, and enter the giveaways. Alternatively, you can like the video, share the video, comment below, watch all the way to the end, or subscribe and hit the bell button so you get notified of the new videos and you can come and watch them. That all helps the channel to grow. So I've got my hook and my vise. This is a TMCO 100 SPBL, this is a size 20. And I've run on some Hopper Yellow UTC and 70 denier, because it's just the colour that I want really. And then I'm catching in some Antron. Now this is a very sparse wee amount of light brown Antron. I've maybe got 15 fibres there, you know, I've split it from the hank. I'm going to come down to just going on to the start of the bend, pull this over, so I'm at a bit of body length. Now I'm going to rib this. I'm using a small gold wire, or an extra small gold wire, to help the back end just sort of break the film. So catch that in, just a turn or two. Tag ends the length of the body, and then my abdomen material was just natural pheasant tail, and again just catch it in a couple of turns and then draw back so you're right at the tips, and you can just tidy up as you go forward. There you go. Right. Because this is the weakest fibre, I'm going to wind it towards myself, and I'm just going to let them lie next to each other, let them create a nice wee abdomen. You know, this is like the shuck and what's left of the nymph. The thoracic area is going to sort of represent the adult and the emergent wing. Now, the abdomen would be, you'd be finishing about the 60% or 2/3 markish. But I'm going to come up a wee bit further, so that when I tie the wing and then come back and do the thorax, I'm going to actually go over the top of this, which allows the fly to sort of run into itself rather than being separate pieces. So I turn over the material, I turn on the hook, same again, and then I can just come back on that. That's locked in, and then I'll take my rib up. And because of the way I'm doing this, the number of turns, you need to think about what's going to be visible rather than what's the whole body. So I'm going to put like, have like 4 visible turns, and then the 5th one is going to be probably like mostly covered up, right? Tie that off and then bend and break it away. And then I'll just come back, sort of set them up my index point, and I'll drop my thread just behind the hook eye, ready for the wing. So the wing is snowshoe rabbit, or snowshoe hare. And you can see here I've split the foot, right? This is the inside of the foot. You just get a Stanley knife, just put it between the toes and push it down, and it'll crack open. Because this is where you get the best. You get the best stuff, and you waste less if you cut out. If you cut from the middle out, you waste much less of the material. If you're cutting in, you need to take away all this rubbish, but you end up cutting away some of the good stuff as well. Now I'm going to take a decent bunch of this, more than it will look like it's more than the wing's going to be. Right, like If I go like that, it's quite a lot at the moment. But by the time I pinch it and take it, it's the really short stuff at the bottom. And then up the top, some of these really coarse guard hairs need to go. And that thins your bunch quite a bit. So, length. I'm not going to be the very tips of this, just sort of, I'm taking it where the kind of mass of the wing begins. Is about a body length, a shank length. Just pinch that in. Take a couple of wraps, lift it up. A couple there just to make sure I don't go forward too much. And I'm happy with that, that's nice. Then I'll just come back. Now, normally on a cripple, people leave the butt ends of the wing material, but it's very small what I'm tying here, and I'd rather just, as I'm not using a hackle, I'm just going to dub quite heavily the thorax. I'd rather just get the colour of the yellow rabbit foot and use that to make up the same sort of surface area and flotation. So I'm going to come right back there, so I'm onto that fourth, you know, the fourth turn of the wires just coming in, and I'm going to get some, it's another rabbit foot, I keep saying rabbit foot, it's a hare, but this one's dyed yellow, it's quite a bright yellow. I'm going to just rip some of this hair away. I don't mind if there's guard hairs in it or whatever is dubbing, and then I'm going to tear the hairs so they're shorter, and then I'm going to dub a fairly bulbous sort of thorax area, because there's no a hackle. I'm going to dub it heavily and then brush it out. So I'll just bring it to the front, kind of start there, dub back. If I need a bit more I can add it. Lift the wing, bring your thread in front, and then you just need to whip finish and then rough up the thorax a bit. So get my whip finish in, make sure that's right in there, good, and then I'll come in with my, trim away the thread first. I'll come in with my dubbing needle. The Velcro doesn't seem to really work that well on these tiny flies. Dubbing needle or a brush, like a wire brush, is ideal. So I'm just picking out the strands, and you will lose some, right? When you take them right out, you'll thin this down, which is why you need to dub it heavily to start. Should come in. See how you are. That's not bad. So you end up with, like, I don't know how well you can see that. Better. You end up with that kind of scraggly, but translucent thorax, right? It gives a lovely soft footprint. It's enough that it's plenty to float the fly, and you know, the days when they're been fussy, or they're, you know, they're not taking tons. If you're in a wee cam stretch and you want something without a hackle, this can be excellent. So I hope that was useful. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, remember to give me a thumbs up below, and I'll see you for another video. Thanks guys, bye.